If daylight saving time hits you like a tiny, unexpected plot twist, welcome. It's 1 hour on the clock, and somehow your entire nervous system has an opinion about it. Today is your Spring Forward Gently episode, a 48-hour buffer that protects your sleep, your energy, and your Monday mood. And the whole thing fits on a sticky note. This Sunday is the spring time change. So this episode drops 2 days early on purpose. Think of it as your weekend game plan. And here's the permission slip you might need to hear. If the time change feels harder than it did 20 years ago, you're not making that up. Your body's circadian system, that internal clock that runs your sleep, your hormones, and your energy, becomes more sensitive as we move through midlife. That's physiology, not weakness. So why does one little hour pack such a punch? Your circadian system, the internal clock, runs on light cues. When the clock jumps forward, your body is still operating on yesterday's schedule. And that mismatch between your internal time and the external time is what researchers call social jet lag. A 2025 systematic review published in Science Direct found that the spring DST transition reduces sleep duration and increases sleep fragmentation, and that those night owls among us tend to feel it the most. Now, here is the good news. The research also shows that people who prepare in advance, even with small adjustments, bounce back significantly faster. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine specifically recommends a gradual bedtime shift in the days before the change because it gives your circadian system time to catch up instead of forcing it to leap. So, we are not powerless here. A little preparation makes a real, measurable difference. And that is exactly what this episode is about. Psalm 4:8 says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." I love that verse for this moment because it is a declaration of trust. Lying down in peace, even when the clock is shifting, is an act of faith. It says, I do not have to manage every variable. I can prepare wisely and then rest, knowing God holds what I release. Preparing your body for a time change, that is stewardship. Resting well afterward, that is surrender. Both honor God. Here's the big idea. Your body adjusts best when it does not have to make the whole jump in one night. So, instead of waking up Sunday morning an hour behind and white-knuckling your way through the week, we are going to slide toward the new time with small shifts, starting tonight. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine specifically recommends shifting your bedtime 15 to 20 minutes earlier each night for a few nights before the spring time change. Harvard Health echoes this with a similar approach, 10 to 15 minutes per night for 3 days before the switch. We are going to keep it simpler. Friday, tonight, move your bedtime 10 minutes earlier than usual. That's it. 10 minutes is small enough to be easy and significant enough for your body to register the shift. Then, set up your morning light plan. When you wake up Saturday, get outside within the first hour. 5 minutes of daylight on the porch, the driveway, a short walk, even standing by an open window. Morning light before 10 a.m. is the single most powerful signal your brain uses to reset its internal clock. Research published in BMC Public Health in 2025 confirmed that morning sunlight exposure is the most impactful factor for aligning your circadian rhythm and improving sleep onset. Saturday, we're using that morning daylight within the first hour of waking. Move your body a little. Even a 10-minute walk counts. And research shows that morning movement helps regulate your circadian clock for bedtime later. Now, if you are caffeine sensitive, keep your last cup a bit earlier than usual today. Then Saturday night, the night before the time change, move your bedtime another 10 minutes earlier. So now you are about 20 minutes ahead of where you started. Lower the brightness on your screens the last 30 minutes before bed. You do not need a full digital detox, just dim the glow. And here's a small move that is surprisingly effective. Set your clocks forward early Saturday evening. When you change your clocks before bed, instead of waking up to change them, your brain stops negotiating at bedtime. The decision is already made. You just follow the clock. Sunday morning, get daylight again, even 5 minutes. Keep the day simple. Hydration, a normal meal rhythm, and an earlier wind down Sunday night. That's the whole plan. No overthinking, just a gentle slide. Your next best step is this. Tonight, Friday, move your bedtime just 10 minutes earlier. That's your win for today. Everything else is just a bonus. And as always, these are not random. The gradual bedtime shift is recommended by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. The morning light strategy is grounded in circadian rhythm research. And the whole approach is consistent with what we talked about on this podcast from the beginning. Small steps taken wisely that actually work. If you caught our Heart Health series earlier this year where we discussed Life's Essential 8, you already know that sleep is one of those 8 essential factors. This is one more way to honor that pillar, especially during a week when it's under extra pressure. Now, if you know someone who gets knocked sideways by the time change, send them this episode. It takes 2 minutes to forward, and it might just save them a rough week. And on Monday, I'll be back with what to do after the change, when you wake up foggy, irritable, or running on fumes. We will cover the simplest recovery moves that actually help. So stay close. I'll see you Monday. In the meantime, be kind to your body this weekend. It is doing a lot.